Welcome to the Player Skills webinar about the second intellectual project output, the mobile gaming app. The Player Skills mobile gaming app was developed by Enter, one of the project partners, as the lead partner for this output. In this webinar, you will find out more about the application, which is a mobile gaming application for mobile phones. And you will learn a little bit about the development of the app and about the actual usage of the app, about the functionalities, aims and goals of the app. If you have any questions or comments or feedback, please contact us on through our email address contact@playerskills.eu or follow us on Facebook to find out about any news about the project, or if you have any questions, you can always contact us. Let's now talk a little bit about the background and the evolution of the mobile gaming app. As Player Skills is an Erasmus Plus project co-funded by the European Union, it all started with a project proposal. This proposal was written with a certain goal in mind. In our case, the goal was to get NEETs interested in a vocational education or training. NEETs are persons not in employment, education or training, and they are the focus group of this project. In our case, the tool to achieve this goal is a simple mobile gaming app which focuses solely on entertainment. The basis for developing this tool was a research report, the first intellectual output and result of this project, which you can learn more about in another webinar. And another basis of this intellectual output number 2, the mobile gaming app, were feedback loops, which were implemented with the target group throughout the development of a process of the mobile gaming app. The goal of this tool, of the mobile gaming app that was produced within the project, is the motivation of needs of our target group. And this motivation is reached through a variety of factors, through gamification, through entertainment and simple games, through positive experiences, through the reinforcement of these positive experiences, through the training of already existing competencies, and the demonstration of skills. One of the main ideas of this mobile gaming app is the thought that people already have a lot of skills and competences within themselves that they acquired throughout their lives. But they have kind of lost track of this. So we wanted to create this mobile gaming app focusing on entertainment and games. Instead of learning, you do not want to focus on learning. So in order to reinforce and make them aware of the things that they already know. There are a lot of learning applications out there, but our focus was and is on entertainment. And through this entertainment, we want to show how much people already know, how much users already have within themselves, how many skills and competencies they possess already. What we also want to achieve, of course, is the success for NEETs, to make them successful, especially in the field of a VET setting. And in order to lead them towards the success, we provide information about VET possibilities. We provide guidance and contacts in our partner countries. We want to raise the awareness of VET professions, raise interest in general in anything connected to VET and education and training. And through this, we want to lead NEETs towards VET, vocational education and training. How did we get there? How did we get to this point of establishing our mobile gaming application? There were a lot of steps involved, and I will now go through these steps. First, as I already mentioned, there was the idea and developing the project proposal for the Erasmus Plus project. But as the project was accepted and funded, we started working on our 3 intellectual outputs, and in our case, I will now focus on a second output. For this, we needed to choose a developer. In our case, we chose a developer from Austria, a Karion, who helped us with the technical aspects of developing the app. We started then to conceptualize our app contents, thought of the contents we wanted to include in the app, everything we thought was important, everything we found out through the first intellectual output, the report, that was an important aspect of the app that had to be included. All of this was conceptualized. Partners, of course, contributed through a variety of things that they did with their research, with their experience and expertise, and all of us together then created all the app contents and implemented them. There was also feedback, as I have briefly mentioned before. We implemented 3 feedback loops with 5 needs per country, which means that we talked to them. Partners chose 5 needs and talked to them about, showed them the status quo of the app at 3 different times throughout the development and asked them for their feedback. Their feedback was then included in updates and was very valuable and very important for the app development, as it showed us some aspects that the target group really wanted or needed and what they thought about the app. As we want to create something that is very useful for the target group, we of course paid great attention to their feedback. In February of 2021, there was then a learning, teaching and training activity implemented in Austria. It was hosted by Jugend am Werk in Austria, but as we were going through the COVID crisis, there was no traveling possible, so it was an online activity. But all partners participated, and it was a good way to prepare partners for the pilot training, which was then coming up in early spring and early summer of 2021, which was done with 50 needs per country. Pilot testing, of course, involved showing the application at its status quo to 50 needs per country, and to have them test the app, look through the app, write down their ideas and thoughts about what could be improved, what is good, what they like, what they thought needs more work. And we then collected all their feedback and implemented their ideas and thoughts into the app. These updates implementing their thoughts and feedback resulted in continuous updates done through the app stores where it is available. There was also a GDPR inserted and included, available through the app and on our website. The official release of the finalized app will be in autumn of 2021. Let's now talk about the application itself, about the functionalities and all that is included in the app. First of all, the app is a mobile gaming app, which means it is specifically made for mobile phones, and it is available for Android and Apple devices. When you first download the app, which is of course for free and available in the app stores, and you start the game, you will then get to a login screen, which looks like this. It's available in all partner languages, so whatever your phone is set to, this language will be displayed. When you enter the app, I will later on talk a little bit about the login process and all of that. When you enter the app, you will find first the dashboard. The dashboard is like the central part of the app, from where you can go to all the different parts of the app. There are a number of gamification elements throughout the app. We always included this little fox icon, fox character. In order to make it more relatable, we stayed away from typical male or female roles in order to avoid any gendering problems and in order to be really inclusive. So we opted for an animal, also to make it a little bit more playful. Another gamification element we included are the badges. I will also explain this in more detail later on, but there are 7 badges that can be collected throughout the games you play in the app. Another element is performance tracking. This is a very important element, in fact, in order to give an incentive for users to keep on playing, to see their progress. They can also share their results and their progress with their mentors, as our target group are needs who might or might not have a mentor. We thought it is, and it also came as a result from our research, it is a very useful and very good tool to make their results and their progress available for them to share with whoever they want. When they open the share button, they can choose who they want to share their results with. This increases their competitional thoughts, and it also lets others participate in their success. There are 5 games available in the app. I will explain them in more detail later on as well. It's Pairs, which is based on the game Mahjong; Memory, the well-known memory game; Odd One, which is a game of finding the written word that does not match the others; Blocks, which is based on Tetris; and Mines, which is based on Minesweeper. We also included a ranking list, which shows all of the people that played the games. There's a ranking list overall for all the games, for your success and your progress in all of the games, and you can also access ranking lists for the individual games. Later on, I will talk a little bit about the names that you can see there, the usernames. There's also a page with a lot of settings. Well, there are some settings, like you can choose your language, as it is available in all 5 partner languages, in English, German, Portuguese, Spanish, and Italian. And then there are some links to useful information in the field of VET, vocational education and training, as this is our main focus and where the area where we want to lead people to. As I said, the app is available in 5 languages. And there are the links to additional information. This additional information is based on our website. Let's now talk about the individual segments of the app in some more detail. First of all, there's the login that I showed you before. When you download the app and open it for the first time, you see the login screen, and then you can choose your name. It is important that everybody has a username in order to link the users to their individual success and their progress, of course. And similar to the Fox that we chose in order to avoid gendering and any gender stereotypes, we also here took that into account and stayed away from typical names of persons. Instead, we provide the option for people to choose animals, cities, or food as their name, together with a prefix, such as beautiful, interesting, colorful, a lot of different choices that people have. And then we complete this with a number to make it really individual and basically limitless in terms of number of users. These names and this username choices are also available in all partner languages. And one of the reasons why we chose to do it like this was also in order to avoid any funny names or inappropriate names that users might have chosen if they were allowed to choose their own names and freely. You can only log in once. Once you choose your name, you will stick with this name. You cannot edit your account. You stay with your account, which is also in order to be able to track really your progress from the beginning to whenever you choose to take a look at your progress. Let's now take a look at the competencies which are linked to the games. As I said, there are 5 different games: Pairs, Memories, Odd One, Blocks, and Mines. And all of these games are linked to specific competencies that are trained or reinforced in these games. The first one is the competence of strategic planning. And the game for this is Pairs, based on Mahjong. The skills trained in this are better decision making, analyzing current performance, setting goal-focused tasks, remembering and enhancing focus. The second game is memory, and the competence trained is remembering. The skills trained are remembering, learning, retaining information, efficiency, and reading comprehension. Third game, odd one, is connected to literacy, and the skills trained are confidence, comprehension, deductive reasoning, and communication. The fourth game is blocks and is linked to spatial awareness, the competence of spatial awareness, and the skills trained are attention, spatial abilities, and visuomotor abilities. The fifth game, minds, is linked to numeracy, and the skills trained are decision-making, calculating, interpretation of data, and logical reasoning. These competencies, these 5 competencies, were identified in during our research phase for the first intellectual output, and were deemed as being especially important. So strategic planning, remembering, literacy, spatial awareness, and numeracy. And in addition to this, logical thinking and stress resistance. These are all competences that our focus groups and our participants thought were really important for the field of VET. So we wanted to focus on these competencies. The reason why there are 5 games and not 7 is in order to keep it all in a certain limit, not to make it too vast in order to discourage people. And also logical thinking and stress resistance are trained in all the other 5 games. So they don't have individual games, but they are part of the other games. The skills trained through this are productivity, problem solving, and use of cognitive processes. Details about these skills and competencies and the games can be found in the app user manual, which is also explained in the webinar about IO3, the third intellectual output, and details can also be found online on our website. Let's now talk about performance tracking. This is the image that I showed you before, and it is the actual image of the tracked performance that users achieve through as they go along playing the games. This is available for all the games, for all the 5 games in the app. It is accessible through the dashboard, so through the star. When you click on one of the points of the star, you will see your performance in that specific game. It shows performance and progress of your game. And there's a button available for sharing and for playing. The share option takes a screenshot and it opens the dialog of your phone, where you have the option to choose the app you want to share this through. So you can send an email, you can share it through WhatsApp, you can share it on your social media accounts. And this is in order to, the thought behind this was so that users can share this with their mentors if they have one, and or with their social media followers and friends so that they can show what they have achieved. The next element I would like to talk about is the in-game information available throughout the app. There are explanations available for the app of what the app is about, of what you can do with it when you first install it and open the app for the first time. And there are little basic, simple explanations about each of the games. The games are quite self-explanatory, so there's not a lot of information given, also in order to avoid a lot of reading and confusing texts. It is more a general direction, but the games are there for being understood through learning by doing. There's also information about the skills and learning outcomes that users can achieve. There's information about game statistics, levels completed, the collected badges, and advertising videos. Here are some examples of the in-game dialogues. As you can see, the fox is present there as an element of gamification, talking to the users. There's the share button that we've already talked about, which has the same functions as for the tracking and performance. You can also always continue playing, You get information about where you stand in the game, if you have gained a badge, and as you can see on the far right picture, there's also videos integrated in these in-game dialogues. The reason for this is that we want to inform users of what they can expect and what they can do through the app, but especially in order to lead them to more VET information, to lead them to VET guidance on our website, to lead them, just to tell them in general what they can do with what they have achieved here in this game. Let's now talk about the badges that I have mentioned before. There are 7 badges available overall throughout the app. The first one that you will achieve is the newbie badge, which is the beginner badge, which you get when you have played your first game. Whether you achieve the goal of this first game or succeeded, went on to the next level, doesn't matter. As a first incentive to keep on going, as a first reward, you get the newbie badge. Then there are the 5 game badges. For every game, every game has its individual badge, and whenever you complete the 3 levels, you will receive the badge for that game. So every game has 3 levels in difficulty, and when you have reached the top level and successfully played the top level, you will then get the game badge, which is there for odd one, memory, pairs, blocks, and mines. The final badge, the 7th badge, is the Whiz badge, which you will receive once you have reached the top levels in all the games completed. All of these badges are also available in all languages, so we did not want to have any obstacles there in understanding. This is why we developed these badges in all 5 languages of our partner countries. This concludes the section about the functionalities of the app, and now I would like to give a brief overview also about the VET information and guidance that we offer on our website, as this is very closely linked to the app, and as this is the final goal to lead users to our VET information and to give them incentives to start their interest in VET education and to start a VET education. On our website, which is available in all partner languages, in English, German, Portuguese, Italian, and Spanish, you can find information about vocational education and training in our 5 partner countries: Austria, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Portugal, and Spain. As you can see here, this is the Austrian information, German information, Irish information, Italian information, Portuguese information, and Spanish information. All of these parts have a lot of information about the countries and where to go to in these countries, what websites to consult. There are phone numbers available. There are specific zone or regionally specific addresses about available guidance for VET, of VET institutions, a lot of different information that people can look through and click through, and they get here directly through the app, always in their language. If they play the game in Italian, then they will be directly linked and guided to the Italian version of this website. The next element is the section about professional fields in VET, which is also available in all our partner languages. From the vast number of professions available, we chose a couple of especially interesting ones that our users might be interested in and might want to learn more about. And we collected information of what people in these professions do. There are also always links to more information in each of the partner countries, in the language of the partner countries. So this is a good overview for young users or app users who would like to have some sort of VET education, who have an interest in VET, who have learned through our other information that we provide, that there is vet education available in their countries, then they can come here and find out more actually about really tangible professions that they have heard about already, that they might already have an interest in. They can find out more about what these people do in these professions. And this concludes the webinar about the second intellectual output of the Play Your Skills project, the Play Your Skills mobile app. We hope that you will have a lot of fun trying out the games, playing with our app. And if you have any questions, feedback, or comments, please get in touch at contact@playyourskills.eu. You can also find us on our website www.playyourskills.eu, and you can find us on Facebook with our project name Play Your Skills. Thank you very much for your attention, and we are always here for any questions or comments that you might have. Thank you.